Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Tottenham match preview in which we sit here and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still somehow in a job. Whether that's right, whether that's wrong, I doubt it's very much right, because I think everyone in the fan base knows that his time is up, and no matter what Ole does, unless he wins every single game from now till the end of the season and wins the Premier League, it's not good enough. And he should not be here. He should not be here. He's lost the dressing room from reports. Conte's there. And obviously our board are too scared to hire Conte because Conte won't take any of their nonsense, So that's the only reason I think it hasn't been done yet. Is because the board need another puppet. And a puppet just like Pochettino, for example. Just like Pochettino, who would be perfect. Who is a manager we have wanted in the past. But now I just think, the situation has changed. And every day that passes, I am getting more and more assured that Conte is our manager, our next manager, and I would love it. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing all of that. Subscribe, smash a like. Clay, obviously he did the Conte video. We were all excited. It looked like it was done. And Ole, as always, his luck, he's just the way his life is, still managed to be in this job at the moment. What do you have to say?
We've got my thoughts out earlier about the whole situation, but load shedding is a thing in this country, unfortunately. So otherwise I probably would have had a video up yesterday. But yeah, things went sideways. But overall, I'm just in the mindset of this guy has magically pulled his job out of his ass, and yeah, I don't think he deserves this extra time. I feel like every other Premier League manager, including our own previous managers, have been held to much higher standards before, and this run is terrible. It's nowhere near good enough. We're trying to be winning titles here with beneath Brighton and West Ham on the table at the moment. No disrespect to them, we're in Manchester bloody United. We're not even close to Liverpool and City and Chelsea anymore. They have a good lead on us. It's like 8 points or something.
Yeah, I'm looking at the table
Solid
now.
lead.
We are currently on 14 points. Chelsea on 22, Liverpool on 21, and City on 20. So title race is done. We are 6 points behind City. So yeah.
Already. When you're only 8 game weeks into the season and you're really down 2 games, that gap's only going to grow.
Yeah.
And yeah, unless you have a manager that's a serial winner that's going to get the best out of these players every single game and turn those draws into wins, unlike Ali has done, we're not in the title race anymore. I think I know it's a bit early. We're not even close to contending. We're tied with points for Arsenal, guys. We're tied for points for Arsenal right now.
Points, not just with Arsenal, with Everton, with Leicester as well. Wolves are 1 point behind us, and the team that we're playing this weekend, Tottenham Hotspurs, are a point ahead of us and above us on the league table. And if I told people about that, everyone would be like, shocked, because we all swear that Tottenham had an atrocious season so far, and we are somehow worse. That's why I'm saying how this man is still in a job is beyond me. So,
and we only just hit the hard fixtures. He's played 1 hard fixture so far.
Yeah. And
we're already in the situation. So that's unacceptable, considering like the starts that Tottenham and Arsenal had, where they were versing like City and Pool in their first few games. It's like expected for them to drop points and be in the situation. We were playing against bloody shithouse teams, and we couldn't even get results against them. It's so ridiculous. The biggest challenge that we faced was West Ham the entire time, and they knocked us out of the cup. As much as we got a win out of them at the league.
Knocked City out of the cup last night as well.
Yeah. So yeah, again, great to West Ham, but like we should not be contending with West Ham. We should be in the class of Liverpool, City, and Chelsea right now, and we're nowhere near it. And I feel there's only one man to blame, because the squad's good enough. So I'm out of excuses for him. It keeps on getting worse week in, week out. So yeah, hope this midweek rest snaps some sense into him and he pulls a Gattuso and he leaves.
I think so as well, but I just don't understand what's going to happen this weekend, because I know what I want to happen, but I don't know what's going to happen, because not just Ole, Nuno as well, is under a huge amount of pressure. Both these managers this weekend, I would not surprise me one bit if whoever loses this game gets sacked. That's how bad both these teams are playing at the moment. So But with Oli, I just don't know what he's gonna do. We're gonna obviously talk about it, but I don't know what he's gonna do initially because, like, I was just thinking early in the week, he's lost the dressing room. Ronaldo's holding the dressing room together, and the only reason he's doing that is probably because they brought Sir Alex Ferguson to be like, what, I know the situation's bad, but we need to be professional. You guys don't want to lose games. I can guarantee you, Ronaldo, it doesn't matter who's his manager, does not like losing games. So I will expect that from them, but I don't know what Ollie's gonna do because if you play this team, we already know how bad they can be. And then what you're going to do, you go to your fringe players like Teles, you go Donny, you're like, what, my job's on the line. I'm actually going to give you a chance. Donny, go save my job. And if I was Donny, I'd be like, you are taking the piss. You want me, the guy you have ruined 2 years of my career, to save your job now. Down tools. So for me, there's no question that the players aren't going to play for him. I would not expect if there was some sabotage this weekend. I don't think there would be, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was because I just think the situation is just that toxic at the moment, and I think he shouldn't be here. And I think the players know, the fans know it's time for a change, and who that may be, we should have had a new manager for this weekend. So,
yeah.
But anyways, moving onwards, Clay, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer versus Nuno, the last 5 games for Manchester United in the Premier League. We have 1 win, 3 losses, 1 draw. Nuno and Tottenham have got 3 losses, 2 wins. It is atrocious right now. It is atrocious. I think we're 20th for clean sheets held. We're 20th for goals conceded against in the last 5 games.
In the box, we're bottom echelons. All the defensive rankings, we look like a relegation side, genuinely.
Exactly. And obviously, Ollie's going to have his press conference tomorrow, and obviously, I'm sure someone will do a video. Either it'll be one of us or Malot, hopefully. Malot's not here, obviously, because he's busy with exams and stuff and he's not at his home. But yeah, I think what's going to happen here is that someone has to get sacked after this game. Whether it's Nuno, whether it's Ollie, one of them does have to get sacked. However, I don't know if you feel with me. I feel like if they get a draw, both of them will be safe. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's the safe way, and I'm of the belief that this 3-game bullshit that the Glazers have put out with the PR spin recently is just if he gets a single result, you guys have to back him. He is decent enough, and we will back him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we could see Ali even just go back 5, proper Nuno tactics, and just park it again. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
If he plays a back 5, I'm going to be even more angry. Because then why don't we just get Conte in already? The man who's the best at the back 5. If Ollie's going to revert to that now, and he's going to do it forever how long he can, we're wasting time anyways.
Yeah,
so
exactly. He's training the squad for Conte, don't worry. He's been a nice guy. He's been the nice guy.
I honestly wish that was the situation where the situation was like, okay, you know what? Ollie, you are sacked. And this is a theory lots of fans are having. They're saying, Ollie is sacked. That international break, Ollie will not be manager of Manchester United. And it's just for now to buy some time for the incompetent board that is the Glazers to find his replacement. Whether that would be Conte, which is the last straw, or wherever it be else. Poch, if he gets fired, or he can buy him out somehow. Ten Hag, if they can buy out the contract and they can somehow convince him, or wherever it may be, a caretaker, even just for the end of the season or something. People are speculating that is true. Now, that would be too logical for the Glazers. I'll tell you that now. That's way too logical for the Glazers. They are hoping. I'm telling you now. They don't even care about Conte is there. He wants the United job. Conte is saying, I'm ready to challenge with this team now. They don't care about all of that. They are praying that Ollie wins this game this weekend. Because if Ollie wins this game, you best believe he's gonna be here for a lot longer than we think. And that's why I fear. And that's why I want to lose this weekend, just to get it out of the way. I do want us to lose this weekend again. Because I know I've been in the cycle. And now everyone who's Ollie out now, if this happens, you guys are going to feel it now. For 2 years, Ollie does this. He comes this close to the sack, wins 1 game, might go 50-50 results, goes on a run. When it matters, bottles it, no trophies at the end of the season, Champions League, and we go again. Bad results, close to the sack, and again, and again, and again. The difference is now, like I said before, I think the players are going to throw him under the bus, and I think the players will have to down tools. And part of me loves Ronaldo. He's the greatest. But the fact that he's holding that dressing room together is really annoying me. because it'd be very easy for the players just to down tools this weekend, and that's it. That's the end of the story. Goodbye, Oli. Because then it's like the board will have no real choice. Then it's like you lost to Liverpool 5-0. Now you lost to Spurs. We're gonna give you 3 games to save it. If you lose this weekend, by what the boards are saying and what a lot of journalists are saying, if we lose this weekend, he's gone, whether we like it or not. And it seems like the board will then be forced to get someone like a Conte, which is what I want to happen, which is definitely something I want to happen. So, yeah, we're going to have to see like that. And lots of people are saying that, we think Ole's going to win this week, We think that, that bounce back that we have been waiting for however many games, because I kind of remember that, the last time we won a game was probably the Atalanta one. But even that didn't feel like a win because of the comeback. A lot of people are thinking Ole can win this weekend, Clay. And I don't know how you feel, but, I'm thinking Nuno. Whenever we played Nuno's Wolves under Ole, never got a results against Nuno's Wolves. I think now he has a change of Tottenham. He's got probably slightly better quality of player. He's going to be a low block. Who do United struggle against? Low blocks. And now magically people are saying tactically Ole's going to change for this weekend. Tactically maybe now he's seen the light. This last chance that he's given, he's going to change it all. No. That's not how Ole works. That is not how Ole works. He doesn't have it in him. His coaches doesn't have it in him. So to be honest with you, I think we could lose this weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of that Twitter shit that people have been pulling of just if you actually want United to lose, you're not actually supporting the club. And people are just finicky, and they don't make a lot of sense because it's kind of the club's long-term future versus the club's short-term future. And if you seriously think Ole is going to win a league title with this team, I think you need to get your eyes checked and you should go watch tennis instead. He's shown no proof of that whatsoever. And if you want to stand by him just because he is the manager of Manchester United, I feel like that's incorrect because he's not good enough to be the manager of Manchester United. His results have proved that consistently. He's done his job. He's done what he came here to do.
Won a trophy. If he got sacked tomorrow, he'd be the first United manager to get fired without winning a trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's probably had the most backing, the most money spent in, the longest time
most
here.
Time.
Yeah. So
all those things are true. So at the end of the day, it's do you love this club or do you love Ole, I think. And that's kind of what it's become. So if you want to be an Ole son, go for it. You do you, but at least be transparent and don't try to paint the guys that want someone like a Conte to come in and try push us in the Champions League, try push us back in the league, try push us back just all round as somebody who's wants the worst for this club, as somebody who doesn't really support this club. Because you're missing the point that Ole is kind of the issue right now. As much as the Glazers are an issue at this club, Ole right now needs to change. And obviously, under a competent board, it happens. We'll have this conversation forever. But yeah, this is the kind of week that obviously I think we can win. I think we've had this mentality for the past 2 seasons. United can beat anybody on their day, but they can also lose to anybody on their day. That's just kind of where we've been at under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's been inconsistency, and it's been a coin flip basically every week. Yeah, I think a coin could have been more accurate, some of our predictions, in all honesty. It's not good for the club's health, and right now, I think a draw's on his mind. I think that's what he's going to play for. I feel like Nuno's definitely going to execute the low block, and I feel like he's just going to park it, and we're going to struggle. And it's whoever has the brilliance at the end of the day to push through, but more likely it's probably just going to be one of the dull affairs that Ole loves to do against the top 6 or some kind of normal 1-1 type of scrape. That's why my head's out with the fixture overall.
Okay. And also, just quickly before I move on, I want to speak about Conte, just quickly, because obviously you did your show and I didn't get to really speak about Conte because after the match reaction, we did our thing and we didn't know who was next. We all said Zidane, whatever, Conte is, whatever. You and Moloto obviously were like, Conte is your guys' first choice. Well, we love Ten Hag, don't get us wrong, but Conte, realistically, between him and Zidane, who were available, would be Conte. And I said Zidane, and obviously now reporters are saying Zidane doesn't want the job, and now we're left with Conte. So I've been forced to look into Conte. And I was just thinking, I think this is where we need to watch for our expectations at United. Because I didn't want Conte, and I was just thinking, why didn't I want Conte? Or why wouldn't he be my first choice? So obviously, we'll take anyone over Ole, But why didn't I want Conte? I was thinking, obviously the United way. We have not played the United way since Alex Ferguson have left. And I was just thinking, the United way is the good football, it's the youth, it's the attacking, it's the fluidity, it's the passion, it's the desire, all those things. But then also, when we were that young, obviously, well, personally, Clay, I am Roto, when we were that young, we didn't know really about formations, tactics, we didn't deep it like that. When we were growing up, it was always about, we watch United, we're winning games, we're winning trophies. So that technically is the United way. And what does Conte do? He wins games and he wins trophies. Then obviously the formation thing, the back five, it's not something in United, but it's a change. And it could be the change for the better. Everyone, some United fans, we all praise Chelsea. What do Chelsea play? They play a back five. Is Tuchel better than Conte's back five? Probably not even. I tell you what. And when I speak to rival friends this whole week after the Liverpool result, everyone is saying, I hope you guys don't get Conte. And I was thinking to myself, why would they say we don't want to get Conte? Whether it's a Chelsea fan, Liverpool fan, because I think they all know if United got Conte, well, there's a manager who's going to definitely challenge the likes of Pep, the likes of Guardiola, Pep, Guardiola, Tuchel, Klopp. And I was just thinking, if Zidane came in, it would be different because I think you'd have the respect of Ronaldo. Well, maybe not Pogba, Ronaldo's. Zidane. Yeah, if Zidane comes in, he'll have the respect of Pogba, Ronaldo, all those players, But then he's got that thing about on the touchline. Is he going to be as passionate as Conte? No. And the irony is, I always wanted that. So Conte's got a dub there. We can all say we're going to dislike Conte. As soon as that first goal goes in and Conte is jumping in the crowd, I guarantee you every United fan is going to love him, because we are so deprived of our manager having some personality on the sidelines that we'll take it. Zidane doesn't have that, And I was thinking, if we got in Poch, when I wanted Poch in then, the situation was different. But if we got in Poch now, I'm just thinking it's a guy who went to PSG now. I've seen what he does. The football isn't the way it was when I first wanted Poch. He hasn't really won trophies. He's not a winner. If he comes into United, I don't think he'll instantly gain respect of Ronaldo, Pogba, and all that. Whereas I think Conte, he will demand it. You're either going to respect him or you're not going to play for him. And he's fine with that, And this whole week, every time I learn more about Conte, every time I see a compilation, Conte is the guy for Man United. It's time for a change, and I think, we hang on to the past too much. We're hanging on to the past. Even myself, when I didn't want Conte, I feel like, I was just hanging on to the past. I think it's time for a change at United. So, yeah, Clay, obviously, you're a big Conte advocate before anything else. And, I think I'm with you on the side now because I've been convinced. It's good. What do I want in a manager? Passion. He's got passion. What do I want? A tactician. He's more tactically inclined than Zidane probably. And what do I want? I want good coaching, and I want somebody who's ruthless and will demand respect. And Conte probably will be better than Zidane or Pochettino in that aspect as well. So I can't find a flaw other than that back five. There's no flaw for me, So whether he plays McFred or whoever he plays even, I don't care. It's a new slate for everyone when Conte comes in. If he plays McFred and we win a game 2-0, 3-0, GG Conte, that's why you're the manager. I'm not going to complain if they play well, So yeah, that's where I'm with. So anyone who's disrespecting, because I wouldn't say I was disrespecting him on the channel, but in my head it was always just like, why didn't I want Conte? And now I think United fans, if you were like me, I think you guys should rethink about Conte. I think you guys really should rethink. He will give you instant success, especially with our team, and he wants this job. Fabrizio said Conte, he feels that Conte is a bit underrated, and I was just thinking everything this week. I'm like, yeah, Fabrizio might be onto something, so Conte is definitely where my head is at the moment. But back to reality. We got Oli and these lads this weekend, against a Nuno, and that's not going to end well. Now, is it? Clay, what do you think is going to happen this week with regards of who Oli picks and whether the players are actually going to play for him and go for a win and will, bounce back in quotation marks? Or do you think it's just going to be a nightmare waiting to happen? These players are going to proper under the bus and then Conte is in the next week.
Yeah. I think a nice thing to look at this team sheet right now is Paul Pogba's gone. There's no way Oli can do anything about that. He's got a red card. He physically is not playing. McFred is playing. Yeah. That's guaranteed right now. So we'll have a McFred and a Bruno. Guaranteed. Ronaldo is almost guaranteed. Rashford's pretty much guaranteed. And he clearly doesn't like Sancho. I don't know. So Mason's definitely playing. And that backline, Bransford, that's the team. I don't know how he's going to pick another team after that. This team technically got him a
No back
result
five.
and then
I think
bodied.
the only difference is he could to the back five. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but I think that's maybe even pushing it, because who does he drop? Which one of his favorites gets the...
Probably Mason, to be honest with you.
But again, he loves Mason. He loves that Mason just shoots non-stop. That's clearly his thing. That's clearly what he loves in a player. So, I don't know. I think any normal manager, maybe they go, yeah, Mason's been shite. I would just want to park it. It's fine. Whatever. We'll bring in Lindelof for Mason and let them play long balls like that. That's a fair thing to say. And I think when you're in the situation when your back's against the wall and you need some kind of result, you do something like that. But at the same time, I think Ollie's clueless, and I think just he wants shot merchants right now. He wants people that are going to guarantee him a goal a game. Between those three, there's a goal a game, just from the sheer amount of shots they're going to have.
Four. There's a goal.
Whether they're good,
goal a game.
Exactly. Whether they're like actual chances or whether they're just half-assed shots from literally the halfway line. They are guaranteed a goal a game, basically, between those four stellar players that make up our front four.
Yeah.
Guaranteed a goal a game. So I think that's going to be Ollie's main plan. And again, I think it's probably going to be close to a park the bus. It's probably going to be very defensive. I'm not going to be surprised if we see Kane and Son all over our defense and we just counter the shit out of them and just go back to the basics of football.
I wouldn't be surprised Højbjerg pockets our whole midfield and we lose the midfield battle.
Yeah. Again, it can happen. I'm not surprised, and it happens more than enough times for me to be going, yeah, it's just what it is when we play McFred. We don't know how to coach them. And again, Fred's got a play in him. We've said this before. Scott has a play in him. These players go to international break. They perform to such a high standard that they keep on getting chosen. And then they come to United and they look like the biggest turd on the side of the road. So just coaching needs a change, and I'll keep on saying that throughout this video, admittedly. But yeah, I think that's going to be just about what we aim to do. It should be a McFred. It should be.
But do you think that? Do you think they're going to play for it?
I don't know. It's a difficult one. With the reports coming out of Ronaldo backing him and pushing for him to stay, and getting everyone.
The report saying that Ronaldo is the only thing holding the dressing room together.
Yeah, and I think there was more saying that they should back Ali and keep some faith in the manager. I think that was a little more that came out, but yeah. If Ronaldo's doing that in the dressing room, I think Mason's probably the only person who doesn't give a shit about Ronaldo at the end of the day. We discussed this. And yeah, I think Bruno's going to be feeding off his Portuguese teammate. I think Rashford's the biggest Ali sump. I think this team is Ali's team. This team's going to back him. I think the only one who I could see not turning up would maybe be Varane, and that's just because he's unsure about the whole situation. He doesn't know how to feel. But he's probably just going to take Ronaldo's side and be like, yeah, why not? I'm with you. We're going to do this.
But Varane hasn't been here for like the past few meltdowns at United, so
that's true.
Maybe Varane would be thinking, this is what happens when I'm running the team. Let me come. I'm sure. Exactly. Let me show you. Let me get a clean sheet quick for United, and everything's back on track. So I don't think that will happen. I don't think that can happen. But yeah, I would not be surprised, like you said. And I think this is Ollie's team. I agree with you. And I think that's why, if I was Ollie, I would pick this team. Because if you pick Telles, or you pick Baez, or if you pick Adani, if you could pick Pogba, are they going to play for you? The guys you've disrespected the whole time and being manager at United, are they going to play for you? And your biggest job. But then some would say that if you go to Donny, like Donny said, my job, you're playing onwards. I wonder what Donny would do for you. Exactly.
So, yeah. I don't know how to feel, but I feel like he's going to go to the players he trusts the most. He's going to go for the players that get the most game time under him in general. And that's these guys. So I have no doubt that this is it.
How would you feel if he did change it, though?
I feel like he's asking to get sacked.
Does he feel like he's done? Then he's done.
I feel like he's completely done. I feel like he's lost his mind. He's actually gone senile and he should go back to Norway.
You don't think you should change something, after all this bad run of games? Because, any other manager, if they were in a drought, they would change something. Whether it be one person, maybe it's the Varane even. He might be playing a half-fit Varane. We don't even know if Varane's fully fit because the press conference is tomorrow. So.
Yeah, the big thing right now is your back's against the wall. you've just lost Paul Pogba, who's probably the biggest figure against you in the dressing room. And that's obviously not even that bad. Paul Pogba's come out and said he still somewhat backs the manager. He's not going to slander him outwardly like that. So again, if your biggest enemy is not going to be playing, you've got all your favorites. You got the players that you would prefer to have. I don't know why you would take a risk on an unfit Donny or Tellez who hasn't been playing. As much as it makes sense to switch shit up, I just think that's way too unnecessary of a risk.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Let's get into the score prediction. Last week I had an absolute masterclass of a prediction. I ain't got a clue this weekend.
Yep.
I ain't got a clue this week. Last week I said 5-0, Salah had tea, and it happened. Everyone laughed. This week we're playing away from home. Both managers' jobs on the line. I think it's going to be so sketchy and so touchy that if somebody wins it, it's going to be in a moment. I think that's what it's going to be. I think it will be a moment where someone wins it.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks though, like, if these players throw him under the bus, free win for Spurs. Free win for Spurs. And I don't think that the Spurs situation is as bad as it is at United at the moment. I think Spurs fans will want him out. It's almost like when, like, halfway through Ollie's tenure, where it's like, now some of the fan base just don't want Ollie. They just know it's not gonna work. I think they're that stage with Nuno, and I think it's still so early for Nuno. It might not be that. It might not be that high of pressure. So I think there's more pressure on United. There's more pressure on Ollie. Fam, I'm not gonna lie. I hope we lose this game. I hope we lose this game. I think our midfield will get bossed if he picks McFred. I think the players...
Maybe Donny, I think it's still going to be a tough midfield battle. I think Spurs probably still have a better midfield than us, even if we do have, like, Donny and Scott.
I am convinced if he plays Donny, he's throwing him under the bus. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree. I'd fully agree.
I think if you played Pogba and Donny this week...
There's no option.
Throwing under the bus.
There's genuinely no option for him to play but McFred right now.
Yeah, he has to pick the players you can trust. If your job's on the line, you gotta have to pick who you trust. Who you can trust. So, I don't know. You wanna go first?
Yeah, I think I'm very content with the 1-1. I still don't think we have a clean sheet in us, and we get a goal almost every game as well. It's rare that we don't get a goal, and Spurs isn't quite anywhere near as defensively competent as Liverpool. So they're not going to be as challenging. I do think it's going to be hard, but I think we walk away with 1. So 1-1, I think we leak goals like a madman. Game could definitely be decided in a moment. Then it'd go 2-1 to either side.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where it can happen, but a more likely result would just be the 1-1.
Now, I want us to lose. So personally, I would love a 10-0 from Son, but that ain't going to happen. For some reason, I think these players they're gonna play for him. I don't think he's gonna get thrown under the bus, to be honest with you. Especially if he picks that team. I think Rashford will want to win this game. Ronaldo wants to win every game, regardless of who the manager is. I think he knows that. I think Ronaldo has been fed a lie. Ronaldo won't be aware of this yet, but I think Ronaldo's been fed a lie where it's like Fergie comes in, he gets the morale up, he speaks to Ronaldo like, listen, do me a favor, remember the past, everything, because that's all we have at United. Remember the past. Logically speaking, let's just play. Let's win these 3 games. So when international break comes in, we get in Conte, and we've got 9 points or whatever, or Champions League game. We've got 9 points from the 9, and it's a good start for Conte. I think that's what Ronaldo's been told, and I think I think it's a lie, because he's a liar. The whole club are liars from the top to the bottom. So I wouldn't be surprised. This is a bounce back game, and I think if Spurs wasn't so ass, I would back them to end all the year, but I don't. I don't back them to do it. And I think Rashford, Ronaldo, our quality, the moment of brilliance, the passion, the legs that he wants in, he will get the result. I think we won't keep a clean sheet, but I think he could win 2-1 this weekend, which is something I don't want, which is crazy. I don't want United to win this weekend, but I think it will be a 2-1 to United. So let's just see. Unless the players throw him under the bus and they pop it down, I think then anything can happen this weekend. Whether it could be 5-0, 6-1 again to Tottenham, and it would not surprise me. So I don't know what's going to happen this weekend, and obviously we don't know what Ollie's going to say. Tomorrow's press conference, that's going to be something. He's probably going to dodge everything, saying, you know what, at United there's always pressure on my job. I back the players. We've got high quality players. We need passion. We need desire. We need to fight back. The players know that. The club know that. And we need the fans shouting as loud as they can. Our away fans are the greatest in the world, blah, 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 blah. let's go and get 3 points this weekend. Something like that. Ollie's gonna definitely say. So yeah, I think that's what'll happen. Yeah, Clay, is there anything else you wanna say?
Yeah, it's just a fight for jobs right now, and we're going to see the worst out of these managers probably. So I don't expect anything. I think the expectation is very low for this game. Whatever happens, happens. And yeah, my personal opinion is I want him out, and if the way out is to lose just a game against Spurs, I'm going to take that all every day of the week.
Yeah, I'll take that also. I have one more question before we end off actually. The board and what the reports are saying is that they gave Ollie these 3 games. I believe he could win against Spurs, and I do think he'll beat Atalanta because they don't want to play Europa League football, this team. City game, regardless. Whether it would be Conte or whatever, his first game, I think would have lost that game regardless. And that's 1 out of the 3 games before the break. Do you think if Ollie wins the next 2 but loses against City, he gets sacked? Because I tell you now, I think the board will be like, you won the 2 games out of the 3. You guys are going to have to deal with it. It's ridiculous to ask him to be sacked now.
Yep, he's getting his 10-year contract. He's just going to be a permanent employee at Old Trafford. He's never going to be sacked if he just wins 2 games.
And I tell you what, also the fans are weak. I know this. All you Ollie sexuals who just became Ollie out now, as soon as he wins the next 2 games, he wins against City, I would not be one bit surprised that you guys are all seeing Ollie's at the wheel again, because that's how low these standards are at United at the moment, and it's fucking depressing. So yeah, I think it's been a rough week. Football moves on, your life moves on. We're just gonna have to see. Hopefully, Son, if you're listening, I beg, 10-0, press United. You smacked them. You smacked them. Please, Son. I might even just transfer you my FPL team this weekend just to go batter them. Just really be like that at United at the moment. So yeah, Sonaldo, Harry Kane, Højbjerg, Nuno. I back you. You clearly a better coach than Ollie. So you should win this game, and we have struggled against you in the past, like I said. So let's see what happens. Both teams bad form. People are calling this the SACKICO. So let's see what happens. Smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. We will check you all very soon in what would hope to be, I've said this so many times, but would hope to be Ollie's last game again. So I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your week.